Star Music, Star Variety.
102.5.
There's something about anytime you hear one of Matt's songs, either you're singing along, whether you're by yourself in your car in your office, or you're dancing. That's all there is to it.
I like that.
Yeah. Playing tonight, Iowa State Fair. Free concert at the Anderson Erickson stage. This is definitely where you need to be tonight. Last night of the fair, you were not going to get to see Matt up close and personal like this.
No. And it'll change you.
Well, that's true, it will.
Bring the sick. We'll heal them. Bring those confounded by life, and we will give them a much simpler idea of how it's supposed to go, a clearer picture. It's going to be magical.
Are you aware there's a new trend among some of your hardcore fans that they are tattooing their lyrics on your lyrics on their bodies?
Yeah.
I've never heard that.
It's pretty awesome.
With another artist.
It's pretty rad. That's kind of the most flattering thing when people, I mean, like, it's all flattering, but when people like the lyrics, because that's the thing that I take the most pride in, and then when people have it tattooed on themselves, it's pretty great. Yeah.
I just never heard of that
It's
before.
happening a lot more. I'm totally into it. I mean, and then I think, would I tattoo with or without you across my chest? Yes, I would. Through the storm, we reached the shore. And I'm just like, taking off my shirt. Bono, I got to show you something.
Does that kind of freak you out when people
No.
get an autograph and then tattoo it?
No, the autograph thing is a little weird because I haven't signed my name the same way twice ever. Mm-hmm. But no, the whole nothing actually freaks me out. I'm pretty unfreak-outable, especially when it comes from like a place of actually liking me. The old getting chased and beaten up thing, that's the part. I get a little freaked out by that, but that doesn't happen as much anymore since high school ended. But you know what I'm saying. So yeah, no, it's pretty good. It's a good life.
We've talked a lot about our musical tastes, and we kind of have a love of kind of obscure artists. But I just want to know, like, what is your favorite movie soundtrack? I'm just curious, because a lot of us associate movies with different times in our lives, and often the music resonates with us. You and I have talked a lot about different soundtracks. What would you...
That's a really good question. I don't know what my favorite one is because I'd have to think about it, but one that I recently revisited was the Pretty in Pink soundtrack. We watched Pretty in Pink. I was home for 2 days, and we watched it, and I was like, oh, this is so good, and then I could not stop listening to the soundtrack. That was 1986. So, I mean, that's a pretty killer. John Hughes did a really good job making movies, and he did a really good job writing dialogue, and then he did an exceptional job at pulling together songs. And so, yeah, I mean, Echo and the Bunnymen. There's just so much good stuff on that
Would you ever
soundtrack.
give up one of your songs to a soundtrack?
Well, yeah.
That wouldn't be a problem?
I mean, my thing is soundtracks are different now than they were. Back then, I felt like, the Lost Boys soundtrack. I remember when I was a kid, I used to listen to soundtracks over and over again as if it was this whole experience. Now it feels a little bit less, it's a different thing, but I don't get that same feeling. I get kind of
It's not a cohesive
it's like a big
signature of the movie.
Totally.
It's one song.
It's like a pimp fest, right? They just sort of oh, let's get my band on the soundtrack and this band. When really soundtracks that are made up of a collection of songs that move. The last one was the Magnolia soundtrack with Amy Mann did almost all the songs. That was great. It's great to listen to a story that the director put together via songs. So, yeah. And I'd still do it even if they just asked me to do it and there was no story. I'm easy.
Tonight, Matt is performing on the Anderson Erickson stage at the Iowa State Fair. Final day of the fair. I know most of you are planning on going out. This is going to be a great night. What time do you take the stage?
Yeah, right. My job, I just get on the jet, baby. They slip me into my silk pajamas in the morning when I stumble back, and then we fly somewhere, and then it's just it's beanbag chairs and drugs. I don't know where I am.
We'll make sure
Mom?
we get him there on time.
Whenever we're playing, it's going to be awesome. Oh, 8. I get the word from the one who knows. 8 o'clock tonight, buddy.
Trust me, you don't want to miss this. How many of you have seen Matt perform live before?
Thank you.
Every Matt concert is like the first concert you've ever gone to.
Yeah.
No, seriously.
Really?
I don't think people realize what an entertainer you are on stage. Your CDs are great, seeing you on stage and seeing you translate that music, it's amazing.
It's the most, for me, the records are my heart and soul, but it's like one dimension of the thing, right? It's sort of the serious parts.
Yeah.
And so when you get to play live, you get to sort of be all of you, which is sort of like the jokey parts and then the serious parts. It's like a good hang with a friend.
Yeah.
A good dynamic hang.
Well, and I've told people that...
Unless it's a bad show, then it's just miserable.
I grabbed some Mad Hope. I listened to it. I thought, this is good. But then I see you live, and I'm like, okay, now I need to go back. Now I need to get this CD and all these CDs, because this is a performer that I can really get into. And lyrically, I think you are on that level of genius that I rarely throw out. But
hold on. I've got a checkbook here.
But I do think anyone who's not seen you live is missing out, because your live performance is just mind-blowing.
That's awesome.
So now that I've stoked your ego, will you do another
Seriously.
song for us?
I don't know if I can now. I got to go get prepped for the live show. Star 102.1